Hi all, welcome back to DD at Peleliu. This is my take two part 8. Same night here. Um, just come back after something to eat. I'd like to say I'm going to do a full part and get on to the US action phase, but wow, that was heavy going for me, and it brings it back this because and then just how I am. Stuff like this, just overthinking it, overanalyzing it, and you could see. Would you want to play a game against me, with me? Really? Some of you might not mind looking at this and watching it, and listening to my thoughts and whatever. But would you really want to play a game against somebody that was like that? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's I can't seem to force myself through it as well. Just go for it, Grant. I just want to try and be careful. And anyway, I've got a little issue. I've got my lights above me. I've only got two bulbs left. There's four little lamps above me. I've moved the dud ones along to the left hand side, and I've got two just shining down here. I mean, the bigger light. I've got the lamp to the side, which is giving off the most light, but I've no more of the bulbs, so I need to order them. And I'm saying that now because I get the feeling that another one's going to go, and then the final one's going to go, and I'm still not got around to ordering them. So, yeah, I need to go on to that. But as I've kept saying about my tripod here, I've still never done anything about that either. So I'll come to regret these thoughts, reminders, and whatever. Okay, nothing to speak about, I don't believe. No, so I'm just going to push on. I mean, this is the easier bit of the sort of thing. Like I say, when we hit the US action phase, depending on how long it takes me to get there, we'll see. And yeah. Right, so there's no landing checks to be done. However, there is one unit to set up now. No letters came in. There is going to be the P letter next turn. Which brings in the horrible patrol stuff. So we've got this guy. So I'm not sure if that's focusing or not. No, he's coming in on white, just on his own. Not quite sure how that came about. Excuse me. Whether there's any historical relevance to that. So he's got to come in white, and we've decided to try and do something here. And yeah, I still feel like we might need our force. Well, to be honest, this is a good thing. If he's coming in here, I mean, we could put him in here, but I don't think we should risk him getting shot on landing, really. Hopefully he can land. Yeah, the problem is the HQ's back there, isn't it? Well, I don't really think I want to land him here, because purple, brown, well, it's still disrupted at the moment, but surely that's only a matter of time. The fact that's been disrupted since the beginning of the game is quite wild. And then yellow fires in here as well. So, I mean, okay, it's got to be a triangle. So there is that, but if it was a triangle, there's a good chance of taking a step loss. See, I suppose there is a good possibility if I do land them here and we do get things moving, that I could position them in a place where he might be able to do something, I mean, it looks like you've committed to try this. You were also talking about this. I don't know what I've sort of left things. Well, we need to see what the Japanese fire is going to be in it. If Brown was to undisrupt, I'd feel that temptation to maybe have a shot at it as well, but it depends what gets hit round about here. I mean, if yellow or purple fire, there's going to be a lot of damage, isn't there? Yeah, I'm sort of tempted to leave him here. I think. I mean, putting him in here is, we've kind of left this area sort of nothing doing, isn't it? I mean, yes, I could land it there, but then it's out of command. I've got to give it a command. It's not in range of anything. Yeah, I'm going to take a chance. I think the fact we're taking a chance by moving this stuff along, I'm going to take a chance and put that in there. I don't know. My initial thought about this area was to back off and just wait. But I just... We're adjacent to the purple position. This is still disrupted, which if it stays disrupted, we can just concentrate on the purple, and I mean the yellow's still going to have its... Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put it there. Let's just leave it at that. That's it for the landing side of things, the amphibious side of things. So first event phase. Yeah, I'm not going to move that along. It's just annoying. I'll do it if I settle on somewhere where I'm not going any further. So first event, yeah. Well, we got a bad one last time, so let's have a better one this time. We are on turn 6. Yeah, turn 6. Right, turn 6 event. Here we go. First event. Well, it's a hero. It's a hero at last. But yeah, as with most of them, I believe, I'm just going by, like I say, I did watch a lot more Lockdown Gaming's playthrough, and he did get a few of these, but they were all joined up with added a depth marker to one Japanese unit. And I noticed he was placing the depth marker first, which I know I've done before. I mean, does it say it in that order? But you're better finding out where the depth marker's going to go before you decide where you put the hero. Scouring about there. Well, we placed the one there, and we placed the one there. This guy got taken out. No, sorry, it was the yellow position got taken out. So we've nothing adjacent, I don't think, because he's got depth. Yeah, that's got depth. And this has got depth. That's the only one's adjacent. So this is 2 away. I think that's that, and that. I think that's going to be that. Just jump to the 9.2. Japanese unit closest in the hexes to a US unit that doesn't have depth. It's clear with that one, isn't it? Clear with that purple one. So not so good. I think steady fire does come in here. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're not finding anything else, Grant. Okay, so that's where the depth marker's going to go. Into A7. And we need a hero. I was going to burst into song there. Even though I like that. No for that type of song anyway. We have Hunt, our hero. So now where are we putting him then? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I've got my HQs tightly packed that they're covering everything. Don't know. I mean, that's kind of how I feel like you should be doing it, but it's probably not. You probably should be spreading things out a bit and letting them flow. I think we're being held back here, though. We need to set up this movement on the red position. It looks like that's what we've decided we're going for, and even this movement on the purple position, we had to wait and see. Now we're kind of hoping purple probably doesn't fire, but I mean, this is the only guy I can see that doesn't have any sort of free action. Well, okay, apart from this engineer. But that's not necessarily the one that you should be targeting, is it? I think we possibly should be maybe chucking on one of these guys. These are two. Tell you what about him? He's a bit more advanced. Now he's he could get hit by purple steady fire from here. On saying that, are these not an intense? Yeah, these are taking a hit. That sounds like your place to go then, Grant. because this tank is going to be alive as well. These two are going to take the hit, I think. Oh, hold on, no, sorry. That 8 strength heavy weapons is going to take one of the hits. Then that 5 strength unit is going to take the second one, I think. So yeah, maybe A17. And we can let him dash off a bit himself, maybe. Let's go with that. So A17. Obviously, he's just on the infantry unit there. Not doesn't help out the tank in any way. Okay. Right. Well, not bad. I mean, that wasn't nice that getting depth, but you know. So that is a event card. Right. Japanese fire. Well, let's just pull the bandage off. Pull the plaster off. Come on. Here we go. What have we got? We've got the... Oh, we just got the... Oh, no, we didn't get the P action yet. That's next turn. Okay, no artillery. That's good. We do a purple. Yeah, that was what I was trying to, avoid thinking about. There it is. So, the only lettered action we've got is the R. And green can hit leaders. Okay. So, yellow R action. So yellow here. Yeah, I was watching again the lockdown guy. He started going in a little routine where he checked. You know, he would look at sometimes when you've got the 3 letters, it's difficult to how to. I mean, there's a routine. You're meant to go left to right through the letters and then bottom to top through out that. But what he was doing was checking units in field of fire, because obviously the units that were in field of fire of the R action are going to they're going to gain depth and fire, or gain depth if there's no depth and fire, and then look at the R action for units that are not in the field of fire. They're going to redeploy, then unoccupied within 3, blah blah blah. So I thought that was quite a good way of doing it. Yeah. So well, this has units in its field of fire. Yeah, yellow and purple on the card, isn't it? When it comes, it's now sort of settling in what's happening here. Well, green is the tank, but it's, well, I don't know what it's going to do. It's going to advance, isn't it? Well, we've got to do the yellow first. So yellow would resupply and fire. It's got depth already. It doesn't need to build depth, and it's got intense yellow fire into this hex. Now, yes, we need to look at the possibility of purple, but purple's got plenty of other stuff it can hit. So there goes the 2 guys. 2 single steps in intense yellow. Bang, bang. Off you go. Yeah, that's that sort of finish now, isn't it? So another catastrophic loss. And then that tank's away. So, but carrying on with yellow, any other yellow in field of fire? There's the yellow position up there, but I don't think it stretches down to there. It does not. No. So there's nothing in the yellow field of fire. So not in field of fire would be redeploy, isn't it? So let's just come back here and redeploy now. Do we have a... We don't have a yellow tank to look up. The yellow position tank. This is in yellow. Would want to redeploy. The only hex it can move to within 3 is that, which is not getting closer. Yeah, it's getting further away, so he cannot redeploy. Oh, right, we've got one a bit closer here. Well, he could go here, but again, I don't think that's getting closer, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, 7. Right, it is. That surprises me. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 away from that, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 away from that. It's 8 away from both of them, And if it moves to B17, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 8 away from that, but it's 7 away from that. So that is getting closer to its nearest. Obviously, they're both... I don't want to use that word, equidistant, but they're both the same distance away. So yeah, he's going to move there, isn't he? That's not an artillery position. I thought it might have been. So 1, 2, 3 moves into B17. Yeah, it's fine. I can leave him. I mean, purple's on the card, but it's got the P action, so even if I forget we've not got the P action, then all we would try and do is fire and it can't. But I should be on top of that anyway. Right, so that was other yellow. That's been resolved. So any other yellow... I think, did I not look at this already? No. So it's redeploy. This isn't like advanced attack or anything like that. Assault was what I was thinking about, which is like what that would do probably. So yeah, redeploy. I can't move to any heights that's closer. In fact, I can't move to any heights within 3. So no. This one can. Now hold on. Does this matter? No, I think he does move to that. It doesn't specify that it needs to be empty, does it? Oh, it does. It does, Grant. I get the feeling maybe Lockdown was getting that possibly wrong as well then. I'm pretty sure he advanced. When he moved his tanks about at first, he was doing things that we've maybe recently found out are not quite correct. Redeploy action. The Japanese unit position hex redeploys to an unoccupied position hex. Yeah, because that's what Martin was saying. These reference it with position hex. Now hold on then. Are we comfortable in the fact that it means the same thing? Oh man. Why is that suddenly bothered me? Because I read it. Because I read unoccupied position hex. I think we're settled on the fact they're both the same. So that means that can't move to there. It's not an unoccupied position. And this one's got nowhere to go, right? I'm just want to clear that up. Yeah, that would be all the yellow. Let me just look for unoccupied yellow within 3 then. These are unoccupied or not within 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Remember talking about don't want to get within 3 of that really if I can help it. Unless of course the problem is to get within 3 and be able to move into them, you need to be within 3 to bolt right into it. But you know, you want to think about that a bit more carefully. This is now unoccupied, and that would mean that although that's moved from there to there, that would actually reinforce a unit if it was within 3, wouldn't it? Because this action happened first on the lettered. Oh no, that's wrong. Oh no, I tell you what, does it not give you something like that in the rules? Interesting. Yeah, I think we've been here before. Right, that was there, and we're carrying out the yellow action, and it's got an R action. No, surely you only check this position once. Well, you only check this unit once. No, we did have this before. I'm sure Martin confirmed to me that this could actually reinforce. You know what? I'm going to leave it there with you guys. I mean, it doesn't matter in this case because it wouldn't. But if there was a US unit within 3 of this, right? 3 of this hex. If there was a US unit in here, for instance, I mean, to be honest, this guy then wouldn't move from there to there, would he? If it was there, he would. if we had a US unit here, he would redeploy to there because he was getting closer to this. 1, 2, 3 away. He'd be there 1, 2 away. Right, so he redeploys to there, and then we check for the reinforce action, and this is empty yellow position within 3 hexes of a US unit. Does this redeploy? There's a question at the 20-minute mark, shall we say. 20-minute-ish. There's a question for the day. Doesn't apply here, but... and now I'm bothered about the whole empty, occupied, unoccupied... Why am I? Surely it's the same as the assault grant. Not assault, sorry, advance. This is what we've been talking about. Why am I having doubts now? Right, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be moving on to the US action phase in this turn, after all. Okay, because I've been away there trying to find us. So I wasn't really that sure what conclusion we came to. I mean, we did leave things with Martin going, speaking, getting in contact with Mr. Butterfield to ask him once and for all about this whole debate about position hex, position group, and sort it out. So, no, that's not the one I want. I want the one first, here, first. So, yeah, but I don't know. I felt like we had come to the conclusion that how we were going to play it was the same as the advance action. But it was kind of bothering me because the wording was slightly different, and the redeploy action talks position hex more than what the advance action does. So that got me then going to look. So I found this question here, redeploying into partially occupied position group. Basically, without going through the whole question, a Japanese unit redeploys into one hex of a position group. The other hex in that group is already occupied. So, and then what he's wanting to know is, would they both fire? Right? So, yeah, our situation here, because redeploy does move and then fire. So, our situation here is, what is it? What colour are we on? Yellow. Yeah, this. It clearly wants to go here if this is legal, and then it would fire. But would it fire, or would it count this as well? Because remember, it's coming as one unit, and then there's 1 unit in depth in there, so it could hit 3 things if they all fire. If, however, we just count the one, it fires alone. So that's the question the guy's asking. He's not asking if this is legal, to be honest. He's asking that if that moves to there, do they all fire as 3, or does that one just fire? That's right, isn't it? Yeah, because he says the newly occupied position would not otherwise fire this round. Its colour is not on the fire card, I mean, so fair enough. But from this, is where it made me starting to think. I mean, this is back in 2017, by the way, so 7 years ago. So Martin answers, he's got edit, this actually involves one of those rules that should have been clarified long ago, and here's why. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if there's anything more about this, but let's just read this. I mean, yeah, I wish. Right. It says 1. A position group is defined as occupied if at least one of its hexes contains a Japanese unit. Okay, so this is a position group. It's occupied, right? Yeah. Should we really be going all over this again? Probably not. If you follow the text and action summary, you should only redeploy units into unoccupied positions. Position equals position group as defined by the designer. So that must have been said somewhere, that John Butterfield said that a position is the same as a position group. Right? So then he carries on. So far it seems pretty clear. Yes, it does. If that's a position or a position, if they're both the same. But what about this nasty wording of position hex? That's what he goes into. However, the rulebook does not talk about moving to a position like the action summary does, but to a position hex. which is not the same thing. That's what makes it really messy. I searched the forums a bit again and found an old DD Tarawa thread where this exact question was asked. The only answer from the designer is that you could in fact redeploy into an occupied position, but that only the moving unit will fire. So there you have it. And there's the link to this question. So although there's still that confusion there, I mean, this was back then, but I still don't feel like it's been sorted, and yeah, it needs to be, yeah. Okay, let's see what the question was here. Without going into this deeply, it's asking about that. There's a wee bit more involved here. I think both colours fire, you know, so let's just say we had yellow and blue on the card, I think. Yeah, I think so. Let's say we had yellow R on the card and blue just firing, right? So I think that's what the question is. I don't want to spend all the time going through it. So here's Mr. Butterfield's answer to it. During the redeploy action, only the redeploy... Yeah, I need to read it, don't I? This is what Mr. Butterfield said. So here's the question. Let's say I have a redeploy action for a green position and turn 11 or later. This is DD at Tarawa, remember, right? The green unit redeploys to a red position group with 2 positions in the group and where the other red position is already occupied. So in some ways, he's not asking if this is allowed, but remember, Mr. Butterfield's answering the question, reading this question. He's answering it in a way that says it's allowed. So he says, then because it's turn 11, the position fires. On top of that, red positions were supposed to fire later in the attack phase, going left to right on the card. I ruled that the green unit joined the red group, and because of the redeploy plus fire action, the entire red group then fired, including the units that were already in red. Then later in the phase, when red was activated, I ruled that the red group already acted and therefore couldn't fire again. Did I play this right? Well, don't think he did, according to the designer, but I mean, you could, get confused by that. During the redeploy action, only the redeploying unit in the red position fires. Then, when the red position performs its action, only the unit originally in the red position participates. So what Mr. Butterfield's saying right there is, this can redeploy from here to here and fire, but it would only be it that fires. Right? Then if we had blue on the card, later in the turn, when we activated blue, and let's just say, whatever they had an advance or something like that, then they could then go in advance, but it wouldn't affect this unit here. Or they could fire, or they could do something else, but it would only affect these 2 units, it wouldn't affect this one. But the thing there that's important is he's not ruled against this being allowed. So, and I think that's what me and Martin carries on a bit later there. I mean, again, this is back in 2015, so that's been a while, where he says, what's confusing me and apparently many others, that sometimes position is used for a whole position group, and sometimes it simply means one position hex. Apparently in this redeployment example, it's the latter. So yeah, so he's saying that it's position hex, because that's what Mr. Butterfield's saying, that unit can come and join that other group, join that hex that's in that group. Any chance for an updated rulebook where the use of terms position hex, position group are more consistent? Well, maybe you can nudge him again to get that, Martin. But I suppose that's what you're trying to do, and maybe been trying to do for a while. And well, it can be cleared up. You can see how they are totally different things there. This could be allowed to do it, it might not. We've decided that if this was a tank right now, this would not be able to advance into there, because the wording on the tank doesn't make it quite so clear that it's position hex, although it does talk position hex for a while. Or right at the beginning, but I think Martin pointed out that there was a slight difference in the, without going deeply back into that, there was a slight difference in the wording there that suggested that it maybe didn't mean the actual hex, it meant, I'm not going to get tied down there. Well, look, this is part's going to get done, and you know what? I'm going to get these 2 parts done and uploaded. Probably before I get. I might get a chance. I might get a chance to play a little bit tomorrow night, but I'm not going to move this. I'm going to put another little. Let's have some red cubes about the place again, and well, I'm not 100% sure what we settled on, Martin. I thought about sending you a private message to ask you, did we settle on the fact that this wasn't allowed, or did we? I know it's not set in stone, and I know that's what you're trying to get answered, officially. But did we decide that we were going to do the same as the advance redeploy, so that this wouldn't be allowed? I mean, I'm comfortable not advancing a tank like that. I'm just now less comfortable with this redeploy. So what was it? Did we come to any conclusion? I'm going to leave that there. See, blue does fire into there. Not into there. What is on the card? A circle. Please don't let me have a circle. Oh, come on. That's tying us up even more now then. Is blue's not on the card either. So that's important now. I need to know that, because if this redeploys, then this one unit gets to fire. The only thing it can hit is this hex here, and it's wanting to target a circle, and it's going to take that unit out. So I don't know. I felt like I had settled on the fact that this was the same as the advance, and we weren't doing it that way. We weren't going to do it. This is an occupied position. We weren't going to do that. Okay. Let me know what you think, in particular, Martin, and or get that word from Mr. Butterfield. But like you've just pointed out in that thread there, that he didn't rule against this making this move, so it does make you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, I know that was a few years ago, but it does make you wonder. Right, well, can I complete? See, purple's going to fire as well. Well, let's just keep that in mind just now. This might have happened, and this circle underneath here might be. See, that's a problem. Purple's going to fire with 2. And oh no, we've not got intense fire elsewhere. We do have intense fire elsewhere. Yeah, I think this guy's still going to be alive at the end of all this anyway. When I say at the end of all this, I mean at the end of the purple fire. So we'll still leave a question mark on should he be there, because if this is allowed, then that circle's obviously eliminated. Okay. My. Right, well, let's get through the rest of the fire phase. We'll keep this in mind. And yeah. So yellow. I think I checked everything else yellow, didn't I? I came to check unoccupied. We checked this. Did we check this? Yeah, yellow, it doesn't fire into there, does it? No. So he was wanting to redeploy as well, but he couldn't. Nowhere to go to. That's the only issue one. That could maybe redeploy it there. I wasn't going to do it first. I thought we had decided that was a no, because this is occupied. Right? But I don't know if it's been maybe watching that other guy's video footage, because I'm pretty sure he was doing that. And then also they're going looking for some BGG sort of answers is like throwing me. But then these are back 7-8 years ago, these threads. So it's a shame that nothing's been done since. But anyway. Okay, so yellow's done, is it? I think so. Let's move on to purple. Right, now purple's got the P action, but it's not in play, so it's just purple. We do have a tank this time, but we should be doing this position first. So purple's going to fire here and hit 2 things that are in intense fire. So there's 2 in here that are intense, and we planned it. Oh yeah, Grant, you did have 2 at first, and then you changed it, didn't you? So there's 1 in here that's an intense. Oh, that's intense as well. But that's closer. So these are not going to get targeted. So it's going to be 2 out of these 3. Does it matter? No, it's not that we're flanking or anything like that. So I don't think it does matter, does it? Well, what's in the most danger? This is probably the least dangerous position, so yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose that doesn't really matter because I'm going to use him to attack, am I not? That was all purpose, all that. So I think I'm going to do these 2 then. Yeah, I'll just do the 2 circles. So we've got F21 and L31. That's two more catastrophic. F21 and L31. There's L31, there's F21. Yeah, that's right. So they both take a hit and are both disrupted. Right, hang on though, Grant. You are going to have 2 units that are able to attack from there. No, actually, I do want to keep this guy because this tank, although we've got the HQ there anyway, haven't we? Might not have mattered. The tank's going to be adjacent to an attacking infantry unit. Yeah, okay, so they 2 are hit and disrupted. That's the HQ going back. And that's 2 more catastrophic losses. So for being quite comfortable, I'm now up to 7. I think it's up to 12 now, wasn't it? But see, it just shows you what can happen there. That was 1 hit there, and we've taken 2 there. 2 there. 3. Yeah, this is why I didn't want to go here, and I've been drawing in a little bit. It looks like we're still set up to have a little bit of a shot at this, but remember, it's in the coral as well, so... Because we do have the tank, we have the range unit back here, so we've got a bit of a force, but... yeah, we need some result on it. You know, if it's something weak that we can't do, and then... Well, right, okay, that was purple. Purple's done. That's done its thing. There's a purple there that is just going to fire round about itself. Purple in there again. It's just normal fire. The purple tank, however, will advance. All right, it's got some options. Wait till I put this back. Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe you might be getting a private message from me, Martin, just asking, because I don't want to come back tomorrow night and maybe have an hour or 2 available to have a shot and be left with this situation. And I know you can't tell me definitely, but I suppose I want to... The question is going to be, did we decide? Did we decide, or did you? What is your conclusion on it? You know, after reading that thread that Mr. Butterfield replied to him, starts to make you wonder, doesn't it? Obviously, you were confused by that too. I could see that. But okay. Yeah, the tank. Sorry, the tank. So the default action is going to fire or advance. So he's nothing that he can hit. He can stretch out to here maybe. There's nothing he can hit. So he is going to advance. So he can go here, here, or here. all of them are getting closer. He's near unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this gets him closer, and these two get him closer. So he's got multiple options. But this is going to be 3 away from where he started. These two are going to be 2 away from where he started. So he's going to move to one of these. I think it's going to be the lowest number. Unoccupied, then closest to the tank unit's current position, then to the highest numbered position. Oh, okay. Well, definitely is that closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clearly it has gone up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and yeah, that was another thing I think maybe Lockdown got wrong a couple of times. He was, my interpretation here is that you set in stone at the beginning of this action who is your target, you know. Now, there could be multiples, there could be multiple targets. In this case, this one and this one are as close. 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These two are as close as each other, but what you can't do is these are the two closest and then end up being closer to another unit that's 7 away, shall we say. So if you go sideways and then you're becoming closer to that, but you've not got closer to these. That's my interpretation anyway. Move the tank unit depth marker to position hexes unoccupied or occupied by a non-armoured Japanese unit no more than 3 hexes away and closer to the nearest US unit. These are the nearest US units. So as long as he's getting closer to one of them, we don't need to decide which one it is now, at the moment, just as long as when he moves there, is he getting closer to either one of them. But we can't then suddenly move to a hex that says, oh, he's got closer to this, because these are the two. That's my interpretation, I think. That's how I've been looking at it. So yeah, both these are closer, and this would be as well, but that's closer to him, and that's the highest number, so he's going to go to B14, I believe. So now he's got that position the next time where he's going to move to B13. But we decided that was okay. We went with that. Again, it all seems a little bit strange. If you're trying to read the rules that carefully, and you know, I know a lot of these guys play this game and don't bother about that sort of stuff. Why does it matter? Just, you know, move the tank there, Grant. Move it. You know, because you probably say to yourself, well, if I don't move it, then it's going to sit there all game. It's not going to move. It's not going to have the chance to advance. Doesn't make sense. Just move it. I want to be able to do it knowing that I'm doing it by the rules. Feels, I know, like you say, that should move from there to there. But right, anyway, moving on. So that's yellow. No, that's purple. See, now I'm like watching my colours now. I'm starting with yellow. That's purple, so we've done yellow. Is there any more purple? Purple's just firing. Yes, there's more purple. Lots of it, Grant. But in fact, purple was the worst colour to have got, I think. Oh my. Right, we've got this and this. That is going to be that. There's a purple there, but it's not going to stretch. So yeah, so this hits 2 things. What are we looking at? A circle? We're hoping this is not a circle. Oh, come on. Really? I don't like this game. Yeah, well, he can only hit this hex, Grant, can't he? Yeah, he can only hit that hex. And there's a circle in it. So he's hit and disrupted. So that's that, screwed for making a move next turn as well, up to that. Well, I can move the HQ. Which I'd probably be as well doing, really, because it means waiting on our turn. Move the HQ and then move some stuff that can range fire from there. Aye. Right, that's all he could do. He can't hit anything else anyway. So then we've got the purple here. We've got, no, that's steady. Oh, okay. This is intense though. This is intense, and this is intense. Right, so there's... he's flipped. We've got the heavy weapons, innit? Oh, come on. Christ. The heavy weapons. So that's 2 steps, 2 steps, 3 steps, 1 step, 4 steps. So yeah, so he takes a hit. Remember, this guy's, he's just in steady fire, so we're not even looking at him. So he takes a hit and is disrupted. That's one of the two. And the other one's going to be B17, isn't it? B17 is... Was he here? Or was he here? Oh, God. I know these two are in here. So it's not one, it's B17 that's taking that. Just, I've moved them out the hex and now I can't remember. I think... No, surely I would have moved them up. Right, give me a second. Yeah, they were in here. So, he takes a B17. So there's another one. There's another one going. B17, our catastrophic loss, disrupted. And L37 is still good. That's another one. So that's 3-6, that's 8 now. It's getting a little bit too close for comfort, isn't it? What are we on? 12. Yeah, we've still got green to go. I don't know. I mean, purple's doing enough damage as it is, but so that was that position fired twice, hit twice. That position fired twice, hit once. Sadly, into steady fire. That's done the tank. Right, so green can hit leaders. Oh, we've got this green tank. Oh, jinx. Right, let me scour. Oh, there's 2 green tanks. Right, is one of them moved? No. We've had yellow and purple before. Purple moved. That tank moved from there to there. There wasn't a yellow tank that's moved, has there? No, so we've got 2 green tanks. Right, this is just going to fire normally, not hit anything. There's no green here. In fact, I don't think there's a green there, but it's not hitting anybody. That's probably about close as it gets, but that's just round about itself. And there's green over there. Remember, it's just needs to be in. We need to be in its field of fire. It's nothing fancy with it. So none of that green's happening. So we've got 2 tanks. So I think we have to do them in this order. This one first, then this one. So, right, well, can he fire? Well, remember he gets to extend his field of fire, but his field of fire is just into the hex adjacent, so he's only going to get to extend it to there or there. And it is just the default tank action, so it's going to fire or advance. I don't think it can advance into a US unit. Move tank unit and death marker to a position hex that is unoccupied or occupied by a non-armoured Japanese unit. Yeah, it can. It's not the assault action here. And the tanks get overrun it as they get, don't they? Where they get to move in. Or maybe if the counter attack, they get to move in, don't they? But I think advance and fire. Oh, that's the P action. So fire advance is the basic. May hit armor, may hit leader if... Oh yeah, they could hit leader. because it is green. If no US unit field to fire, advance. 30.2, which is what I'm reading. Okay. Well, he can advance into there, can't he? No, he can't, Grant. That's occupied. Cannot switch places with that. Okay. No US units attached with the fire, move the tank unit and depth marker to a position hex that is unoccupied or occupied by a non-armoured Japanese unit, and no more than 3 hexes away and closer to the nearest US unit. Right, its nearest US unit is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These two. Okay, so it could move to there and get closer, or it can move to there and get closer. You can't move to there and get closer. So it's these two. I'm going to get bogged down by this, I think. Okay, so the thing is, this being an occupied position and him wanting to be stay as close as possible to himself, this is where I think he wants to go. But that then switches places. This is one of the other bits Martin sort of said, how do you deal with that? I mean, if I'm switching places with this, don't we really have to go into that position? Yeah, I think there's a few things I'm needing help with here. It's all based on the same nonsense about position hex, position group. Although this was the other thing. I mean, if that says it also change, move the tank unit and depth marker, but it does say to a position hex that is unoccupied or occupied by a non-armoured Japanese unit. No more than 3 hexes away and closer to the nearest unit. Move to an unoccupied position, then position closest to the tank unit's current position, then to the highest number position. A tank unit will move to a Japanese occupied position only if the unit in that position, and this is the right words I'm using here, position, not position hex. Tank unit will move to a Japanese occupied position only if the unit in that position can trace Japanese communication. That's not a problem. If the tank moves to a Japanese occupied position, the 2 units swap positions, place the other unit and its depth marker in the position from which the tank unit advanced. So again, in the position from where the tank unit advanced. So if this was a position group he was in, which hex do you put him in? I mean, I feel comfortable about saying that he goes to the hex where the tanks come from. But is that not the case? I mean, if I'm now saying that should happen, that feels wrong, doesn't it? What should happen is, careful, Grant, let's not flip that depth marker over. What should happen is that, shouldn't it? That's what I think most people would see would happen. But there is that, the other part of it was its second priority. Well, again, these aren't listed as priority. Its first priority is unoccupied. So, and then if you can't do that, right, hang on. Why is that not in the priority? Why am I missing that? I mean, that's as if it's saying move to unoccupied, then position closest to the tank unit. Oh man, how the heck am I getting caught up with this again? I thought I had this sus, to be honest. Move tank unit depth marker to any to a position X that is unoccupied or occupied by a non-armoured Japanese unit. Right, so that's the two options. Now, its first preference is unoccupied. Well, it can't do that. I assume we are saying this is not unoccupied, right? It can't do that. So it's obviously going to be occupied, then closest to the tank unit's current position. Well, see, it could be that. If it's going to move there, it's going to be that or that. But there's an argument to say that that's where it should go, because that then makes it closest to the tank unit's current position. And then the infantry that's here moves to there. And then to the highest number position. Like, I'm really hoping that this is a lower number. It is, B2, right. So that's not a consideration, that one. Well, mind you, that might have made it easier. Yeah, if that'd been... Well, I don't know, it still doesn't break this bit down, because if it goes to B3, it's occupying closest to. If it goes to B4, that's where the infantry unit was that it exchanged places with. And I need to know the answer to this, because if it goes there, I've got an attack on that guy. If it goes there, I've not. And that's rotten. That's not fair. I mean, I kind of feel that Martin's going to say that that's where that tank would go and the infantry would move to there. And I'm not just saying that because that's... Well, to be honest, no, that's not what I want, actually. Is it? Because I want the tank to be here, so at least I can have a go at it. I mean, we're going to have the artillery. Remember, that 4 does not get doubled. Tanks don't get benefit from terrain. So that tank sitting there is far worse for me. Yeah, maybe that's what you're saying. You know, if it's far worse, if it's worse for you, Grant, that's where it should go. Right, well, more questions here then. More questions I need answers to. Should the tank be in B4? I mean, I think it's correct. It's going to be in one of these two. Yes, because I mean, we did definitely decide that this wasn't unoccupied. So that's not going to be the situation. That's not going to be correct. What's going to be correct is either this or this. And I think anybody else that watching would say that this is correct, but I can quite see an argument to say that this could be correct. So I'm going to leave some red cubes here as well. There's red cubes everywhere. Lots of unanswered questions yet. Well, hopefully you're going to answer them all for me. Right. Yeah, we'll come. They don't fire though. They just advance. There's not an advance and fire. So the other tank, because let's get this finished. The other green tank up here. Yeah, that's the other thing. That purple position fired as well, didn't it? But there's nothing to stop. I mean, the purple came before the green. There's nothing to stop that from firing, and then this advancing, changing places with that. Yeah, that's fine, I think. So the other green tank wants to advance as well. It can't fire. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 away. This is 2 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so it's going to move to B15. Getting 1 hex closer. Oops. And that's going to be that. And I've got a sore head now. There's no way I'm taking on the US action phase tonight. Well, I need some questions answered. I need to make some decisions or about that, the redeploy and this. And I get the feeling Martin's going to be able to give his view on it, and maybe some of the rest of you will as well, but the official answer's maybe still not going to be out there yet, which is a shame. Okay, I think we've done everything. Yellow, purple, green. It was pretty bad. It could get worse, to be honest. If this is right, that's worse. And if, well, I was going to say if this is right, can we not move into that position? That's not a terrible position, I suppose. Yeah. Hadn't thought of that. I mean, it's steady brown, steady blue. We've got blue. You're only going to get fire from brown, which is still disrupted. Yeah, it's still brown on this card again. It's been disrupted all game. So, yeah, maybe you aren't backing away. But I thought at least the way I set it up, I was going to get an attack on the unit in this position, and now it could be that I'm not. I don't know. Let me know, please. Please let me know your thoughts. Like I say, I might message you, Martin, but I'll try and get these. The problem is I'll do like to watch them back, and I've got the other bit to watch back as well. Nah. Right, okay, I'm leaving it there. That was a Japanese firefight. There wasn't any artillery, so that was a plus. So we're going to come back to the second event phase again of turn 8. No, not 8, 6. 6, where we have now 8 catastrophic losses. We were cruising there with them, and now all of a sudden, bang, take that. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow sometime. Cheers.